Good Monday morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with the daily technical update. It is the 1st of July. Friday we saw an interesting development on the US markets. We saw the S&P 500 spiking to all-time highs, new all-time highs, but collapse towards the end of the session, actually forming a little bit of a, you could say, bearish engulfing, but I mean, since the previous day was not really that much of a move, it is not that significant. But however, it still didn't cancel that bearish engulfing over there, so we actually now have two. So it seems like it really struggling for further upside potential. However, we do have the RSI still in a positive sentiment. There's no divergence. The peaks values here, they are corresponding nicely with the peaks up here. So from a technical point of view, we could still see higher highs on the S&P 500, but I think we will see maybe a little bit of a larger correction. So what I would do, I would say, well, if it takes out 5,447, then expect a sell-off below 5,400, possibly down to around 5,380, maybe even all the way down to 5,340. We can also see here how the RSI is testing the lower rising trend line, and if it does break below it, well, it actually is spiking a little bit below Friday. So it seems like we will have a little bit of a correction here over the coming days. Also the same picture on the Nasdaq 100. Really, the top reversal pattern here was challenged, but it wasn't cancelled since the market closed lower Friday. There's no divergence on the RSI, but it seems like we are in for a bit of correction. Key support 19,347 and also 210. This gap area here will be a key in the coming days and weeks. EUROSTOXX 50, well, still can't really close above 49, can it? But let's see, maybe today there's a little bit positivity in it. We did spike higher here, but it really seems to be strong. But can it close above? Well, then the next level is 5,000 and the cloud area. DAX also trying to push higher, but also struggling a little bit. You can see spiking up and then back down again. If it can break above the upper falling trend line here on the RSI, maybe that could be indication we pull higher, but we really need to close above 18,500. The Amsterdam index still above the rising trend line, still above 918. So not much to report there. Well, there is a lot to report. It's actually on CAC 40 Friday. It once again tested the support at 7,464, and this morning, on back of some of the first results of the election in France, has made the market to trade 2% higher, but it really needs to close above 77.25 for further upside potential. So I think we'll be caught range bound in this area here for the next few days, and it could slowly slide lower, as we can also see here. It's done from the morning. Swiss market 12,182. 11,955, still that range to keep an eye on. Euro dollar and the 106.65 did hold also the third time, 1, 2, 3, and now it's bounced strongly, testing the cloud. Also was back above the 55 moving average, but got rejected here at the cloud, so it is struggling a little bit. We could, however, see a further upside push here towards 108, 108.16. If it takes that minor resistance here, well, then we are looking at 108.50, 52, and a close above the cloud. If it does close above the cloud, then I think we'll see a push towards 109 and possibly higher. But if it is being rejected here, slowly sliding low again, well, then we could see another retest of 106.65, but that is a key support level. Euro sterling continued its bounce after its bounce from 84.30. Minor support that seems to be fairly strong. Currently testing 85, just a few pips or 1 pip below it. RSI is still a negative sentiment, but so we need a close above 85 on the Euro Sterling, and we need RSI to close above 60 for further upside potential to 85.35, possibly up to 85.75. Will we get that? That is debatable, but the 84 down here is really the strong one. I think we could see over the next couple of days is trying to push higher, maybe then failing and then slide back lower. Sterling dollar cable bouncing here, getting some support from the 55 and the 100 moving average at the moment. So I think the 127.03 minor support here, resistant here is likely to be tested. If RSI breaks back above the upper falling trend line, you can see it's been trading in the channel-like falling channel-like pattern here, and the RSI is still in a positive sentiment, never close below 40. Well, then we could see a cable pushing higher, break above or close above 127.40. I will say then we are back in a bullish trend. Dollar yen slowly crawling higher to above 161. It seems a little bit stressed at the moment, but we are in a fairly strong bullish trend. As you can see here, we have reached almost the 138.2 projection of this massive correction we saw here back a year and a half ago. So there's no really resistance for dollar yen. So let's zoom out a little bit, and here we have the multi-chart. So if you zoom out really far back, you will see now we are back to a 1990 level, and we are actually breaking above that level now. So then there's not really much stopping it, because we don't really have any strong resistance, as you can see here. So it's a question of how far will the Bank of Japan let this run. For now, it seems like it is still slowly crawling higher. Also, Euro yen reached the 1764 projection of the latest correction, as you can see. But I think we could see a push up to 200% of this correction here at 174.27. There's nothing stopping it. We have very strong support of the bullish trend with the strong sentiment here, and we are very close to cancelling the divergence. As you can see, if it does move back above 78 on the RSI, well, then it's cancel it. So really strong uptrend. I think we will see it spiking higher before we see a correction. Aussie yen also pushing higher. Aussie yen, well, we are back above. We are in 2007, October 2007 levels, and pushing higher here, and really pushing towards 108. I think it's also very close to cancel its divergence levels. Yeah, very close. So if it closes above 77.26 on the RSI, well, then it is also cancelled there, and we're very close to very strong uptrend. But again, we could be hit by the Bank of Japan. Maybe doing some intervention. We never know that. They are also looking at charts to tell you that. We have sterling yen also pushing higher. Same picture really. Testing the RSI 75.75, and if it does close above, well, then this divergence here is cancelled. Very strong uptrend, still above the rising trend line, but quite stressed at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see some corrections. Aussie dollar still in this range here, so it's getting boring, more and more boring to talk about, and then eventually it will probably break out 67.15 and 65.80 to the downside. Fairly a large or wide range. Same with the dollar Canada, also 137.85 to the upside, that needs to be broken. Euro Swiss seems to be breaking above 96.75. If it can close above here and close above this minor resistance here at 96.85, well, then it could establish an uptrend. We just need the RSI to close back above 60, then it will be confirmed. I think we will see it pushing higher towards the cloud and towards the 61.8 retracement at 97.63. this level be interesting. Can it push higher than, above that? Well, then we are really back in full bullish trend again. Dollar Swiss, also more or less the same picture, above 90 at the moment, and I think it will push higher here in the coming days. It was back on the back of the RSI divergence, as you can see down here, where we saw lower lows, continued lower lows, but then we had this bottom reversal pattern, and we had some divergence here on the RSI. Didn't confirm the last push lower, and we saw some very strong rebound, and I think we'll push higher towards the 91 level. Whether we will get backed up there, it's still a little bit up in the air, but it will definitely have a go at it. The dollar index, a little bit of weakness. I still think it will push higher here in the coming days and weeks. It's just a minor correction towards 106.33. Gold still range bound between 22.85 and 23.88. That is the key levels to look out for. So nothing new there really. Silver holding on above 28.65. We are in a downtrend, lows and lower highs and lower lows again. So it really needs to break back above the upper falling trend line here, and it needs to close back above. Let's see, where are we? 30.85. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, because we have the RSI still in a positive sentiment. There's no divergence indicating that we are likely to see higher levels eventually on silver, but it's still struggling a little bit. Can it get back above $30? Well, then I think we will see the momentum picking up. Platinum, got hammered once again Friday after testing the 1015. That is really the key. It needs to close above for further upside potential in platinum. Copper, finding a little bit support maybe here just above the 100 moving average. There's still risk down to around the 24, which is the 24.40, which is the 61.8 retracement of this very strong bullish move here back in February, March, April, and May. Negative sentiment on the RSI indicating we're likely to see it pushing low a little bit, and I think we will see that before we see a strong rebound. On the energy market, WTI trying to close above the cloud, still really struggling. Got rejected again Friday, trying this morning again. So if it can close above the cloud, well, then we are looking at 84.5, 85 level, possibly higher for WTI. The Brent crude also failed to close above the cloud, so it's really struggling to maintain upside momentum and gain further traction towards the 89 and 90 level. If it does slide back below the cloud and back below 55 moving average at 200, well, then expect the Brent oil contract to resume downtrend. The US 10-year Treasury yield, well, has pushed a little bit higher, but the key level is 447, 448 up here and above the cloud. And you see the 55 moving average coming down a little bit here, so they're kind of putting a lid on the upside potential. So I think we will be caught range bound here between 425, 430 and up to around 440, maybe a little bit higher in the coming days. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day.